Last time on Strip Search.
I'm just as clueless as you guys are. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing, so I'm kind of done.
Sculpt off.
I have balls at sculpting.
Katie, good job. You win a redraw ticket. This afternoon, we have something very cool planned for you. We'll be doing a little bit of a road trip, which means I need everyone to pack their bags before we leave, because someone's not coming back.
Are we here to play magic? I have no idea what we're in for here.
Now I know what's going on. We're working a con.
Oh, are we gonna have to set up a booth?
Convention tables, I see. All right. I know exactly what we're doing.
Welcome, artists, to the always exciting Card Kingdom, host venue to the 2013 Strip Search Expo.
This is it. This is the convention challenge. I called it.
Wouldn't you know it, you've all been invited to exhibit. So the first thing you need to do at any convention, set up your merch booth. Here to help you is Penny Arcade's Robert Koo and merchandising manager, Brian Sunter.
As Graham said, I'm Robert Koo. I run the business side of Penny Arcade, and a big part of being a webcomicer is to do the convention circuit. How many of you have actually set up either a booth or an artist alley table at a convention? Ooh, everyone but Amy, interesting.
I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a novice. I'm probably the most novice here at actually exhibiting.
I've had a booth at a con twice.
I've been to one convention before.
You know, as much as I've raised my hand for when he asked who had tabled a con before, it's only been one, and I'm sure I did terrible.
I might be in trouble.
The merchandising of your product is super important as far as the success of your show.
I've done a few conventions, and so I'm kind of excited about being able to show off my display skills.
So setting up a merch booth is pretty easy. You kind of get some stuff, you show up, and then you hope people buy it. But setting up a good merch booth takes forethought, some creativity, and different pieces of the 4 pillars of marketing. Price we've taken care of for you. Everything here is already priced. Your product is going to be what you choose from this pile before you.
That's a lot of merch to put on one table.
Promotion, in this case, is going to be your presentation, how you draw me in from across the room.
You'll notice a high and a low. This is essentially our high margin products to our low margin products to give you an idea as far as how you strategically want to put things on the table. Every single product has a note that says what it is, how much it costs, or how much you're going to sell it for, and how many you can take so that everyone has sort of an even shot at it. You're going to have 60 minutes to set up your booth, and at that point in time, Brian and I will judge you on what you have achieved and declare a winner. All right, have at it.
My strategy going in is just to think about the kind of merch that I have bought from other artists, to think about what I've learned from looking at other artists, what I've read online.
See, Monica and Amy have done the smart move as far as jotting all the details down as far as the prices and whatnot.
I have a whole like table to myself. Like I have too much room.
My plan is I want to grab the table that is on the left-hand side, the farthest left, because it is right in front of a big paneled wall. And immediately I look at that wall as a group of shelves.
Tavis going vertical, I see that.
At first, I was really confident, setting up my wall space and just getting all the format right, and I thought I'd just go to the table last. It was pretty easy, like, it didn't seem like a really hard thing to do for me.
Looks pretty traditional so far, Maki. Looking good, looking good. Oh, Amy has busted out the figure. Oh, the question is
Who's gonna break one?
who's gonna break one first?
So at that point I decided, well, I better fit as much of shit as I can on this.
I can use those panels to display merchandise effectively there, as well as cross-reference it on the table.
It might have been in my best interest to put more on the table, like really cram it in, but I'm also thinking in terms of having to get your merch to places and having to have it on hand. I'm feeling a little bit confident because I've been doing conventions for like a decade. I try to keep things very simple. I want people to know where to look. I want their eye to be guided through the table.
I immediately start fussing with merchandise that I'm not accustomed to working with, because normally I've got just prints. I'm an illustrator. I have very few non-print merchandise, and even those are sort of in the same category.
As it progressed, it was getting worse and worse, and I just kept, like, I wasn't really that concerned about the posters in the back. I was just concerned that it would look ugly.
I've found that people always have questions, and the more signs you put up that just tell them exactly what they need to know, and possibly add some humor to it if I can, that'll be my strategy.
I just want to get all the things out there, and I just want to, get it visible, make sure people can peruse through the material without messing up the stacks, things like that.
Also the technique of using up all of the Scotch tape so no one else gets it. Look at these tape loops. Have you looped tape before in your life?
I'm looking at Monica, I'm looking at Erica, Lexi, and Katie, and I'm trying to add elements of what I was going to do and adjust it to what I think looks best from all those booths.
And I was looking around at everyone else, and theirs looked much better than mine did. It looked, full of stuff, and my table looked just so empty.
You have 30 minutes remaining.
I was certainly appropriating other artists' ideas, which I think is a fair strategy.
Amy's never done a convention before, and honestly, everybody is seeing what other people are doing and then incorporating it into their own thing. I'm totally cool with her picking up from me and using that on her own table.
You have 15 minutes.
I do wish I had spent more time on my signage.
Everyone else had tiny little price placards right next to the objects, and I didn't have enough paper to do that. I just had the one big piece of paper with all the prices, and it looked really busy and really messy, and I knew it was going to be really confusing for the judges.
I spent more time just trying to get, things, junk off the table and clean it up and make it look somewhat presentable. I didn't even get the chance to just step back and look at it.
There are 5 minutes remaining.
I'm once again disappointed in my lack of time management.
I purposely tried to stagger my merchandise, so I would be like this pinnacle. I wanted the line of it to lead you straight to this whole situation.
The posters in the back were they looked stupid, and everything looked stupid to me, and I was just fed up. And
2 minutes left. 2-minute warning.
I just knew that was it. That was probably gonna be my last challenge.
You got a minute left.
I stand up at my tables at conventions, so I was pretty happy with the window that I'd created for myself to be standing in front of it.
Given this unique merchandise that I'm not accustomed to using, and given the variety, that maybe it would just be best if they came in one way and then met me at the end there.
And we are time. So this is Tavis's table. All right, so the environment usage is good, but as we've known, when you put something too high, it actually draws the eye away from the table. Remember we had that booth?
If I have to lean back at all, then I'm not looking here. And this is where all those prices are. So if you're gonna draw the eye up there, it looks good, but I want to see some pricing. There's no call to action here. This is just sort of a display. But what I do like about this, as far as it feels like a functional space.
But there's one thing that's missing here.
Just open space to
sketch. There's no place for him to work.
If he could, I'm assuming that he would be comfortable doing it on top of that poster.
Then all of a sudden you lose that poster. So we got Lexi here. My preference is to avoid the menu, but I actually don't mind this because it's very clean, and she has backup signage, but that backup signage in silver on white, not great.
You have space to operate here. She's got some sketch space. And
my preference on this hoodie is actually to display it backwards, because that's the call out. Yeah, that's the actual slogan. I don't even know if people saw. I know some people did.
The price wrong.
Oh, price wrong. Not great.
Does her menu have it right though?
Her menu
doesn't have the stickers on it.
Doesn't have the stickers on it at all. All right, so there's some pricing issues. Katie's, in my opinion, you take a look back, it's very, very pretty. It's perfect.
Nice. And one of the first things that she did that everyone else did not so far is that her prints are up front, and these are kind of detail-oriented products. It's hard to see what's going on when they're back on the wall there. These are, to me, a hand sell item.
Got it.
The same way that the figurine is something you have to display.
So she spent a lot of time on signage, and I think it paid off. It's great signage. However, there are some problems as far as his prices are wrong. The books are not $5 and $15. They're both $15. There's no hoodie, which is interesting, but I think smart because we did point out as being the lowest margin product. And of course,
no space for
to sign.
To sign. She's got this corner maybe.
No, that's not, and that wasn't even intentional. So this is Maki's table. He had the sweatshirt facing the wrong side.
Doesn't have every t-shirt design either.
He doesn't. He only pulled 3 for some reason. I wonder why. His signage looks like shit. We know what he's capable as an artist. Why? What was he thinking? They don't call out what they are. They just have numbers on them. This is like you would see at a church bazaar.
Okay, but a couple good things.
All right.
Prints are right here.
Prints are right out there.
I feel like he calls out the Leroy print.
Of course, you know why? Because it covers up all his posters. Come here, look at this. You can't even see it.
Fair enough. This is Amy's booth, and I think there's a lot of positives here, but there's one big negative that maybe ruins the whole thing. Can you guess what I'm thinking of?
The menu looks like garbage.
I mean, that's my big thing is
Like,
where's the signage?
I mean, honestly, that's the only real thing. I mean, I actually really like this layout of
Just high enough,
just
right,
high enough
to use the line
and
there.
it's central to her name. It makes a lot of sense.
It's a clean display on the table. She's got her high margin products forward.
Yep.
So you've got stickers, prints, posters right here in front of me. Those are the things I want to grab. And then she did that cool thing with the hoodie where she elevated it and displayed the back.
Made a
She's
lot of
I think
sense.
maybe the only person.
Is she the only person? Yeah, she is.
She's the only person who displayed the back, so that's smart. It's like she actually took time to look at the product.
So this is Erica Moen, a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, we've seen her at a few cons.
And it shows.
And she, like Amy, pick and chose her, sort of cherry picked her product.
And here's also something to consider. I think Amy looked over and stole a bunch of this.
You think so?
Yes. I saw her glancing all around the room, and that's perfectly fine to do. But look how similar these layouts actually are. What I also think is something that a lot of people don't think about is the flow in which your purchasing decisions happen. And the problem with a menu like this is that you're essentially rubbernecking, right?
You had 5 signposts available, so I expected everyone to use all of them.
Should have, absolutely.
So the first thing I noticed about Monica's booth is this big hello sign here, and then her name in tiny little letters at the top. Like everyone else, I call out their brand in big block letters. Like we just came from Erica's booth where she was like, "Oh my God, it's Erica Moen."
Yeah.
And now you have hello in big letters. The name, and that's the only place I see it on the booth, tiny letters.
To me, the vertical nature of this booth is the strongest of everything we've seen. When you look at this, there actually is no dead space of the product, right? Usage of the signposts, usage of the boxes, bracketing with the books. I don't know, to me, everything is very, very symmetrical. It makes a lot of sense.
It's easy to find out what things cost.
Exactly.
Probably the most direct and effective signage so far. To me, the functional aspect of that is that I can kind of reach over this and talk to her. And I want to I get funneled into her.
It has every product, doesn't it? Even though she has every product here, it still does not look cluttered to me.
No.
So we got Abby's booth here, and based on her body language throughout the competition, she was kind of freaking out here.
Yeah, she had the posters falling on her like non-stop. And
But honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, there is clearly a signage issue here.
That's just, you
It's
might
a
as well
mess.
have no signage.
It's better than no signage. It's better than no signage. It's better than Maki's signage. Right?
Yes, there's some character here. It's like,
Exactly. Like, this is her personality that's coming out, which I like. Now, let's talk about this, okay? You ready to talk about this? Why the fuck have we never thought of doing this?
That is really smart.
God, we are so stupid. We've been using these stands for how many years? And how many times have books fallen all over the place?
This is so smart.
Why are we so dumb? Why
Yeah,
did we
it's
never
so
think about
easy.
this before?
It's really,
Anyway,
really smart.
Dumb.
That's the best.
You're
book
fired.
display. Yeah, she's got all the product here. It's not a messy layout, and there's plenty of space to interact with her. And clearly, I think that's what this booth sells is this personality.
All right, the deliberations are complete. Robert, Brian, you want to take us through your results?
With the time that you were given, what was displayed was really great. Clearly a very creative use of the environment, Tavis. It's very nice. I love the offsetting on Lexi's stand and the call out to her name and to her brand.
I'm pretty satisfied with my final result.
Loved the signage that Katie had. Oh my God, like it was absolutely perfect. And you invested a lot of time in that. Clearly that showed.
They said that they liked my signage. There was a lot of it.
With Maki's booth, it had a cohesive layout as far as all the products, they were all there. With Amy and Erica, there was a really good vertical orientation of the booth where it wasn't just flat and it just kept on going up, and it was nice because you knew that from where the person was sitting, there would be this vertical orientation, and then it would sort of crescendo up to the person's
It was
head.
clear where the artist would be sitting in that booth without even seeing them.
I think my final product was serviceable. I think it got the job done.
I think that I did a fine job considering I have never done that before. I have no experience and I was making it up as I went along.
Monica's booth, same thing. Very, very solid as far as the bracketing of all the products, really funneled people in, very, very strong.
I think I will say that the majority of what I came up with out there was thanks to my friend Huge. Thank you, Huge.
With Abby, I know you're nervous, but let me tell you something. This is the one thing that we've been struggling. We struggle with the idea of, presenting books, because it's always a challenge, because they slip all over the place, they fall, and people are picking them up and they want to put them back down. It's a common artist problem. And we've been using these metal signs for 5 years now, and we have never thought of using that idea, and that is awesome.
Abby's book stand idea was great. Way to go, Abby.
Absolute kudos to you on that. That was very, very cool, and we're stupid, and we never thought of it. We were like, how the hell have we never thought of that? That's so perfect, so we're gonna steal that, thanks.
It was a relief. It was really a relief. Like, the one thing they said was like a really good thing. Like, I was intuitive and done something that they hadn't thought of before, and so that was really nice.
That said, the person that we have chosen to win this competitive event is Monica.
Fuck, I won! What's going on?
That's great. I mean, I feel like she needs this confidence boost. This is really good for her.
I'm so glad that she won something. It's really hard to be in the middle of the pack.
It's such an inviting booth. I'm not sure if everyone can see this, but if you were to take a step back and just look at it from head on, it has the whole package. Monica still made all the products work somehow. I don't know if we would have done that either. I don't know if we would have thought it was possible.
This was the challenge where something was different this time. I was talking throughout the whole challenge, and I was nervous, but I wasn't the competition wasn't in my head. I was just, I don't know, man. I can't even.
Congratulations, Monica. Very good job.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're very welcome. You know what comes next, right? Yep. It's up to you to decide which two artists will be facing elimination tonight.
I feel really good for Monica, and her display was really good, and now I'm just really worried that she didn't like the way mine looked.
When I looked over and saw Abby's table, I was blown away because her table was really clean. It had a perfect triangle of open space.
I think that she did a really great job. I was thinking Katie was gonna get it for her signage, which was super cute, but Monica really had that artist alley look.
I've noticed we've stopped kind of having an obvious loser that is easy to pick for the winner, so I don't know how she's gonna pick.
I feel awful for her because she has to pick two people, and I don't know who she's gonna pick.
Maki's table was kind of plain. I didn't think that he used the callouts very effectively, and I don't think his layout was very welcoming. I need to take a second look, but at the same time, I fucking love Maki.
I think I was definitely one of the lower performers in there, so I'm a little worried about that.
I didn't really think I was this attached to the whole thing. I really like these people. Oh God, this is what you're gonna show people. The part where I cry.
I don't want to send either of them, but everybody else, I don't know. Because there are some people I don't want to send because they've already been there and their tables were good. No, I need to stick with it at this point. This needs to happen. I think two people that I'm gonna throw to the wolves are Maki. Maki, the order of his stuff wasn't very intuitive. He's got a thing that blocks the view of the print entirely, and he didn't use any of the vertical tricks or any of the signs, and I feel like that was detrimental to his display as a whole. And Amy's, this was her first time setting up a booth, and she did really well despite that, but her prices were not in any good visible place, so I feel like that was the most important information at the booth, and it wasn't easily accessible.
Next time on Strip Search.
What could go wrong?
I don't think I'm playing the game right now.
It's so refreshing to have an honest person on our elimination stage.
Yeah. You know, I think they have something to fear if either one of us goes back.
What is not to like about this competitor?
It's actually overthought fairly substantially.
Yeah,